Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up a WordPress website using a cPANEL. So the first thing we need to do is we need to point your domain to the server. So in this example I'm going to need to use Namecheap as my domain provider. So we need to log in first. Okay, so once logged in, we need to update the DNS or the name server of the domain. So for in this example, I'm going to use Wonder1, and we just need to click on the Manage button. So on the Manage button, we will then be able to update the name server. So name server is usually provided by the domain, or it can also be found on your email or through the hosting dashboard. So I already added the name server, which is ns3.x3hosting.com and ns4x3hosting.com. Once you add yours, you can just click on the save button or the check icon. It usually takes around a couple of hours or sometimes a few minutes depending on the load of the domain provider. So just to be safe, you can just wait for a couple 3 to 4 hours, or sometimes it takes a couple of as long as 24 hours. So once it's done, the next thing that we will do is we need to log into cPANEL. Then we will have to add the domain. So we need to navigate to the domains, then add on domains. So on the add-on domains, we just need to add the domain that we just set up, so which is Wonder1. So just need to type the domain name and click on add domain. I already added this one, and once you click on add domain, it will then be added below this section. So this is it. Once you're added it and the name server has propagated successfully, if you click on the website or if you navigate on the URL, you should be seeing this page. So once it's done, what you need to do next is we can now set up the WordPress on your server. So we have to navigate on this section on apps installer, then click on WordPress icon. Just click on install. Then we can select HTTPS or HTTPS. So for on our example, I'm going to use HTTPS because I'll be setting up an SSL later. So the next thing is we have to choose the domain, which is Wonder1. Okay, so it says was not found, but let's try if it's going to work. Okay, so it's working. The error went away, and in the directory we need to remove this one so that it will be on the main URL, not on a subfolder. Then I'll leave the site name description as the default, but you can anyway change it later on the WordPress. So I'll leave the admin account and admin password as the default. Then below that you can select any theme that you like. Then once it's done, just click on install button. Okay, so it's already successfully installed, and we just need to log in to the WordPress. So just click on this link, or we can just refresh this URL. And as you can see, the WordPress is installed. This is a fresh install of the WordPress. So once it's done, an additional step that you might like is to install the Let's Encrypt. So on this server, it says that the SSL certificate is already configured automatically. It's what my hosting told me. But if it's not yet configured, you can simply log in. You log in back to the cPanel. Then on the cPanel, just click on Let's Encrypt SSL and just follow the instructions. So once it's installed, and you can just check if the HTTPS or the SSL certificate is working. So if it's working, you should be able to see a green lock and a secure word on it. So it means that this website is secured, and it already validated by the SSL certificate. So that's it, and if you have any question, just comment below.